Welcome back to GPFans Global in glorious Italy, home of the Scuderia, which is why we have Carlos Sainz telling us who he would rather have as a Formula One teammate, Lewis Hamilton or Max Verstappen. We also hear from Stefano Domenicali, who believes he knows exactly what the fans want when it comes to the engine regulation changes coming in 2026. Little hint, it's a little more noise. And Ralf Schumacher weighs in on the removal of Nick de Vries from Alpha Tauri. All that in the news today with GPFans Global. Remember, hit subscribe down below to stick with us here at the channel, and GPFans Global across social media, and gpfans.com for the latest news and views in the world of Formula One. But now, let's dive into those headlines.
FIA CEO Stefano Domenicali knows what the people want, and it's more noise as he discussed the incoming 2026 engine regulations. The as-yet undecided regulations are a hot topic in the sport, with teams lobbying for the changes to suit their current development plans to ensure their car is the most competitive car when the new changes are introduced. It's believed that a decision could be made at the Belgium Grand Prix this year, but that would require a few olive branches to be offered across the table from certain parties. The Italian FIA boss, however, knows what he wants to see, or more precisely hear, when it comes to the sport and its changes, and believes the fans agree as well. We want a competitive engine with many horsepower and also with a great sound. 99.9% of people want to hear a Formula One sound on track again, and that's something we've put on the table. But I believe if we do a good job with sustainable fuels, we will be able to have simplified engines in a few years with a lower impact on weight. That's something we'll soon start thinking about. So could we be getting back to the ear-splitting sounds of the V10 and V12 engines of yesteryear? F1 fans certainly hope so.
Carlos Sainz would rather have Lewis Hamilton as a teammate than Max Verstappen, as the current Ferrari driver gave us his honest opinion.
Sainz has already been a partner of Max Verstappen when the two came up through the ranks at Toro Rosso together, and believes he wouldn't have a problem getting back to a working relationship with the Dutchman. But when push comes to shove, Sainz would like to be sat alongside a 7-time world champion if he had to make a decision between the pair. I've never been a teammate with Lewis, but I guess being a teammate of a 7-time world champion has to be good for your career, and you're probably going to learn. So maybe just to try something different, I would like Lewis, but honestly, I don't care. Whoever I have as a teammate, I'll embrace it. Let us know who you'd rather have as a teammate in the comments section below. Although if Fernando Alonso is taking this poll, we think we know who he's going with already.
Ralf Schumacher has called the current situation at Alpha Tauri a death sentence for Nick de Vries after the Dutch driver was axed by the constructor just a week ago.
The younger brother of Michael Schumacher and a former F1 driver himself did admit that the removal of the Dutchman from the constructor probably had some justification. The German went on to express his displeasure at the team for the timing of their decision. The decision may be understandable, but it must also be said that in the middle of the season, it's not exactly the finest style, said Schumacher on Sky Germany. For the guy, it's now an absolute death sentence. He won't be able to find a place anywhere after that. That's my opinion. Ralf also believed that perhaps another name should have been in the frame for the vacant role at Alpha Tauri, with Mick Schumacher, his nephew, sat waiting for another full-time drive as the reserve driver at Mercedes.
I'm not sure how easy it would have been to get the Mercedes reserve driver Mick Schumacher into the spare seat at Alpha Tauri compared to bringing in the Red Bull reserve driver Danny Ricciardo to take the reins for the rest of the season. Would have been an interesting one. For more news and views in Formula One, get on to gpfans.com and GPFans Global across social media.